Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at Ethereum, which is currently sat at $2,700. Now, the entire market has just been consolidating over the past few days. In today's video, we're going to go through Ethereum's heat map, Bitcoin's heat map, and some ETH ETF inflow and outflow data, which will be very important. Now, before we jump into all of that, I want to ask you guys to check out the Discord down below. It will be the first link in the description. You can see on the screen right now just how many wins our members are getting from copying our trades. Inside the Discord, you can only copy our trades. You can also copy my long-term portfolio. You can even learn and copy my own trading strategies that I use to make profits like this that you can see on the screen right now. So yeah, make sure you join up. You can cancel at any time if you're not enjoying it, but there's absolutely zero chance that you won't enjoy it. So yeah, join up. Now, ETH has just been consolidating up very slowly. We've been talking about accumulations all in this zone. Doesn't really matter which entry you get. You know, say we got in from the low, this is how much we'd be up, like 5%, which is absolutely nothing. We're not here to make 5 to 10%. We're here to, you know, make multiple X's. So it really doesn't matter where you entered. You're going to be at roughly break even wherever you entered right here. But this is still a good accumulation zone, and we're going to go into that in just a second. Overall, Ethereum is slightly lagging behind Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin is still very close to its, you know, previous highs that we had at 110. It's like 10% away, whereas Ethereum is quite a bit lower. You know, this is like a 40% raise to it. Yeah, like 40-50% higher, lower than, sorry, its previous high, and it's a lot further away from its all-time high. So we still have a lot of room to grow on Ethereum, and it's actually in some terms performing better than Bitcoin, which is what we're going to go through as well. Now, a lot of this is also reliant obviously on Bitcoin dominance, and we need dominance to drop in order for Ethereum to rise. Bitcoin dominance essentially shows us how strong Bitcoin is in comparison to other altcoins, and the higher Bitcoin dominance is, the percent here, the more percent that Bitcoin controls the market of. So right now Bitcoin is controlling 60.7% of the market. You know, at its peak in the previous runs, we've had it control 75%. Way before that, when there was a lot less altcoins and meme coins, it was controlling 98%, sometimes even 99% of the market. So absolutely insane. Obviously, the more coins that are released, the more money that flows into these other coins, the dominance drops, and this is just a good indicator to show us when other altcoins will be performing better than Bitcoin, and it's an indication of alt season. So this, for example, in 2021 is when we had an alt season. We saw a top with a huge wick, then we saw this huge crash down, and this was the alt season. Whenever dominance is crashing, that's when alt season is happening. So a lot of people speculate, and I speculate also, that this is going to be the start of an alt season. We have a huge wick, and we should get another crash down here now. It's quite similar to this previous period where we saw huge rally, small crash, little rally, top crash. You know, we have a huge rally, little crash, rally, top, crash. That's what should happen. You can even, you know, compare it to this where we have a small rally, small crash, rally, top, down. Very similar, whichever way you really look at it. So that's what I think should happen. Again, this will be reliant on the other ETFs that come out, you know, for XRP, for Solana. So yeah, once those come out, I think we should see dominance drop off more, as more institutions will be able to invest in these altcoins, essentially making Bitcoin less dominant. Now, before we go into Ethereum's ETFs and heat map, which is going to be the main topic of this video, let's take a look at Bitcoin. So over here I have the short-term Bitcoin heat map. This is the 48-hour heat map, and yeah, you can see we had a lot of liquidations here which essentially got cleared. We had more liquidations here which got cleared. This was after yesterday's small crash, after we saw the rally. Throughout all of that though, a lot of shorts were piling on Bitcoin, and that's when we got all of these liquidations right here. So just under $100,000 we have a lot of liquidations, and even at this high right here we have a lot of liquidations built up. It's like $51 million worth of liquidations. These three bars, roughly $150 million worth of liquidations. These liquidations usually work as magnets in the market. So once they're set and they look like this, they will attract the price down towards it. So similar to a magnet, price is instantly falling down. So you can see as soon as we got these liquidations hit set right here, price was instantly falling down to it. We essentially crashed through it, then more liquidations built up here, we crashed through that, and since then we've just been consolidating. We have a lot more liquidations up here which we should look to clear next over the weekend. In the worst case, it will happen on Monday just before the S&P open, as pattern that I've noticed on Bitcoin is just before the S&P open we'll get a rally on Bitcoin and other cryptos, and as soon as the stock market opens we'll see a little crash. So that's what could happen if it doesn't happen on the weekend where we clear these liquidations. Now let's go on to Ethereum and Ethereum's liquidation heat map. So let me move all of that up. So on Ether we have the 48-hour heat map as well. However, Ethereum is looking a bit more bearish in the short term. So we have more liquidations built up just under 2.7k at these lows right here, and that is where we're going to look to clear those liquidations. So in terms of that, we think Bitcoin dominance is going to go up and then forcing obviously Ethereum to drop slightly down. It's not as much liquidations as there is on Bitcoin, obviously, as Bitcoin is the main coin that everybody trades. However, we still have roughly $30 million worth of liquidations at these two levels, so like 60 million combined. They aren't fully yellow yet, they are still slightly diluted, so we'll see. Maybe it builds up even stronger, as you can see here, how they get built up, or maybe they just disappear, because that's what also can happen, where if all of these positions get closed, then the liquidations will disappear. So that's what we're going to look out for. If we take a look at the chart, it should be just under 2.7k, maybe at these sort of lows right here, somewhere around here. So not a major crash. Again, you know, we're still in early days for Ethereum, so this is only going to be like a few percent move, nothing major like we saw previously in this entire crash. Now, the next thing I want to take a look at is the Ethereum inflow for the ETF. So right here, we'll take a look at this. First, we have the daily ETF inflow. We can see we've switched it to USDT, and we had one major hedge fund essentially accumulating Ethereum, which was Fidelity. Now, they did quite a small buy. This was for $11 million worth, nearly $12 million worth. Whilst that may sound like a lot, you have to remember Fidelity manages nearly $5 trillion worth of assets. So, you know, 11 million is a very, very small percent of that 5 trillion. However, it's still a nice accumulation for Ethereum, and we can see how that looks on the chart right here, where we have a lot of ETH being bought. You know, this is mainly by BlackRock, but we can see it down here how that compares to Fidelity's, which is very, very small. So we still have some inflow happening. The major inflow did occur in the previous week, though, and BlackRock have been buying for a much higher price than Ethereum is currently at right now. So if you enter in at right now, you've essentially beat BlackRock's entry price and their lowest entry price at that. So you can see here, just before the new year, we had a lot of accumulations happening. Obviously, prior to that, the outflow was slightly getting smaller as the price was quite low. As soon as price started spiking up, we saw these ETFs gain a lot of inflow, and you can see here, you know, during November, really, we had the most amount of inflow happening. No outflow at all happened throughout November, and then after that, the inflow slightly slowed down. We had a bit of outflow happening, not much though. This is just sort of a consolidatory period. Still a net inflow though, rather than a net outflow. Then after New Year, we had I think this was on the 4th of February, a huge inflow from BlackRock. This was for maybe 100 million worth of Ethereum, or just slightly more, and this was for the price at $3,900, I believe. Oh no, sorry, this was for the price of just under $3,000, so like $2,800 if I remember correctly right here. So yeah, if you enter now, you're essentially getting a $100 or $200 discount than BlackRock did. And after that, it's just been very, very small inflow, a few minor outflows also occurring. So in the long term, I think Ethereum is looking quite bullish. We have major inflow happening. If you just take a look at, you know, the net that has happened, major inflow in comparison to Bitcoin, which hasn't had that much inflow. If we also get the XRP and Solana ETF, I don't think that will necessarily shy the, you know, inflows away from ETH. Instead, that will put dominance down, which should allow altcoins to really rally a lot higher. Now, yes, you know, if more ETFs are released for other altcoins, these hedge funds will also look for these alternative investments. However, you have to remember that ETH is still the second largest crypto. It's the largest altcoin there is by market cap, so I don't think anything can really shy away investors from investing in Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. They're practically the safest, you know, cryptos, the safest ETFs, and when it comes to hedge funds, a lot of what they look for is that safety. We also have to take a look at the S&P, which did actually break out yesterday. We should look for an all-time high next week. We just grazed the all-time high, didn't fully go through it yet, so yeah, that's what we're going to be watching for next week. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please do make sure to like and subscribe, and if you found it helpful as well, if you need a place to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrency, which is where I trade cryptocurrency, then check out all the exchanges we're working with down below. When you use my links to sign up, you'll not only get cheaper fees, but you'll also get some great sign up rewards. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, guys.